Cool. I gotta record this video quickly because I am going to be helping on set for some sort of promotional shoot for a law firm. So that's gonna be pretty cool. I'm looking forward to that. Oh. But yeah, I don't fully know what I'm going to talk about. Oh yeah, so I was feeling this emotion really strongly yesterday. I don't know if it's a feeling, right? And I think this might be one of the worst feelings that I've felt in a while. And it's this sinking sort of feeling that any it's when you look at another person and you realize that you will never be able to get through to them. You know? It's this it's this feeling that no matter how much you try to convince somebody of something, or at least to get them to understand something, their brain literally will not ever allow them to comprehend what you are saying. And this could be due to a lot of different factors. It's not that the person's inherently stupid, it's just that, the way that they've gone up to this point in life makes it so that they literally cannot comprehend. They literally will not ever see it your way. And it's not always a bad feeling. Like, it's not bad for people to see things differently. That is a normal and totally okay thing. But sometimes it's about something that's like actually like, kind of serious. Or sometimes it's about something that's not as serious, but the implication of them not understanding it kind of is serious. And so I felt this feeling recently, and I don't know, it's sort of the feeling that that no matter how much time you spend trying to get this person on the right track, trying to get this person to, it's the feeling that you should give up, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It's the feeling that you should give up on somebody. At least like in a specific context, right? Like, maybe you're not giving up on like the person, but you're giving up on them ever being able to share an understanding of something that you find valuable or something that you think is important. And it's not a great feeling. And I don't know if this is like I don't know how common it is for people to really settle on this feeling. I don't know if this even counts as a feeling. It could just be like sadness, and I'm just adding a context, like a very specific context for the sadness or for the dread. But it is very, I don't know, to me at least, I find that feeling painful. When you want to communicate something that you think is really important so badly to somebody that you love and care about and that you want to understand something, and they just will not understand it. And also the possibility that I am that person for somebody else. That also scares me. I was originally just going to kind of leave it there because the guy I was working with today, he showed up at that moment, and we went and we did like a 4-hour shoot. Pretty good. Things went well. I was just doing basic grip work, but it was nice to be on set and see that sort of thing happening. We were doing a commercial shoot for a law firm. It was great. I was gonna just leave it there, but I realized I don't really want to leave it there because like if you relate with that, and you also have someone in your life, and I feel like all of us to some extent do, although it is more extreme in other cases than some, but if you do have someone in your life like that, I don't want to just leave you with, that feeling of hopelessness, like, oh my gosh, there are some people in my life who I feel like I need to just give up on you know, when it comes to convincing them of certain things. And it's like, I just want to say, like, that's not necessarily, like, what I'm trying to say is I'm not trying to make you feel any specific way about any of your relationships. I'm just commenting on how I've noticed this feeling recently. And it doesn't feel great. It's a feeling of, you know, it's because the implication of they'll never understand this specific thing, if it's important enough, is that they'll never understand a part of me. You know, they'll never understand a part of what I value. Or they might hear me talk about it, they might know I talk about it, but they'll never understand that. And even worse, they may never truly respect the fact that I value that thing, because they can't comprehend what it's like to value that thing. And obviously there's a wide variety of contexts that this sort of thing can occur. So what I'm currently doing about that is I'm trying to get myself to not let that stop me from having a relationship with the people, but at the same time, it doesn't stop me from, you know, caring about the person. I don't think this alone should be a reason to cut somebody off. Although when I'm really angry, sometimes I tell myself that's what I'm going to do. But, we say stuff like that when we're angry. And in some cases, you might need to do that. But I don't think this reason alone is enough. But it does mean that you need to accept that you might not, since you might not ever be able to get them to understand this thing about you or about what you believe, and just like something about their brain chemistry just will not allow them to grasp what you're saying. Depending on how important that thing is to you, at the very least, you're going to have to come to terms with the fact that you have to accept that they'll never get it, and you have to stop making it your problem to make them understand that thing. Because once you accept that they're not going to accept it, or that they're not going to understand it or value the thing the same way that you do, you can start looking for other ways to connect with them and other ways to build a relationship with them. Now, granted, again, depending on the thing in question, the relationship may not be as fulfilling as you wish it could be, but sometimes we don't have the luxury, and oftentimes it's not a good idea to just cut somebody off just because of something like this. Again, it depends on the thing, but yeah, that's what I'm doing. Because I'm just, once you understand, it's not a great feeling, but once you understand that people are not always going to, like, it's not a matter of not communicating. It's not a matter of it's not even a matter of them being stupid or anything like that. It's just, you think so differently that it is impossible for them to see things your way. And I suppose if we're being fair, it's unfeasible for you to see things their way. And that does not always mean that they are a bad person. It usually doesn't mean that they're stupid. It just means, you think differently. I know, mind-blowing. I feel like I'm rambling here, but I hope that I've sort of completed the thought I kind of started earlier today. But I'm exhausted and I'm hungry. So I'm just going to eat, and then I'm going to put these two videos together and just post them as is. Cool. I will see you tomorrow.